I'm going to talk about how everyone has a unique decision-making process, and this process is not going to change. And once you understand that, you may have more empathy and understanding for people who are making decisions in a way that just doesn't make sense to you. So I do a form of movement analysis where we profile people to see their unique decision-making process. And because we are generating this from their movement, the idea is that it's not going to change, because it's hard to change your movement just the way it's hard to change the way that you talk. And we are looking at when the whole body integrates, and that is what is hard to change. So you can change your gestures and other small aspects of your movement, but when your whole body integrates, it's that unique movement blueprint that is difficult to change. So in the decision-making process, there are 3 stages, and it's not linear, but these are the 3 general stages. So let's say you're buying a car. The first stage is attending, where you're researching and gathering information in order to make the decision. The second stage is intending, which is where you actually make the decision. You decide how much you're going to spend on the car, if it's going to be a new car or a used car. And the last stage is commitment, is action, where you are taking action on your decision and you are going and buying the car. So with this movement analysis, we take 100% of someone's time and energy, and we see how much time and energy do they spend in each of these 3 stages. So this is my father's profile, and he was a neonatologist, so an intensive care doctor for newborns. And you can see he spent almost 50% of his time and energy in the attending stage, the gathering information stage. And he spent very little time in the intending stage, where he's making the decision, and an average amount in the commitment, the action stage. So that's a great profile for a doctor, because they are going to gather a lot of information and they don't need as much intending, because they're going to make the decision according to the information that they have gathered. Now, my father, being so high in attending, he was very critical of other people who weren't so information focused. And if he had better understood that everyone's decision-making profile is unique, he might have been more understanding about that. In other examples, I've known people who are super high in the commitment stage, and they take the action first, and then they do research to figure out what the hell they just did and what they're going to do about it. Or in another example, a woman I profiled, she spent 44% of her time in the intending stage, and she just couldn't make a decision. It would take her 3 months to buy a stroller, and her husband, it would drive her husband crazy, and he was so low in the intending stage that he even decided that they would move across the country without consulting her, because he just made the decision that quickly. So